Hello, best learners. This is Mustafa here at Learn with Best, and today we're going to be discussing Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Law number 25, recreate yourself. First, I'm going to define the law for you, and then we're going to be looking at a short story that perfectly demonstrates this law. Then finally, we'll wrap up by analyzing how you can use this law for maximum power in your own life. Here's the law. Do not accept the role that society throws you into. Recreate yourself by forging a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Life is deep, bro, man. You know, oftentimes I find myself wandering inside of my own mind, just thinking about the universe and how rare it is to find life. And yet, we do have life here on Earth, obviously, and life has been here on Earth for billions of years. Life has survived through at least 5 mass extinction events that we know of. And humankind in particular, we have gone through an incredible amount of pain and suffering in the past, just so we can enjoy the lives that we live today. Think about all of your ancestors, your parents' parents, and their parents, and their parents, and their parents before them. How many ancestors are there? It's just a crazy large number, right? And to think that each and every one of them had to have come together to create life at a particular point in time, just so it could all boil down to you. Think for a moment how incredible it is that you and I are even alive. The chances are something like 1 in 400 trillion. And why is that? Why are we alive in the first place? So that we could work our 9-to-5 jobs, eating McDonald's, getting nice and round, and thinking to ourselves late at night, one day I will do what I was meant to do. One day I will achieve my true calling in life. No, man, no. That mentality is for the average sheep. Not for you and not for me. If you were average, you would not be here listening to me, right? It's time to recreate yourself. And how exactly is it that you do that? It's not easy to just quit your 9-to-5, divorce your wife, leave your kids in the dust, and go and become an astronaut. No, that's not what this law is about. It doesn't just happen overnight. The way to eat an elephant is by taking one bite at a time. It will take as long as it takes depending on what it is that you want to do. But as long as you're on the path, putting in the work day by day, then you are creating a new version of yourself. Let me take you through a thought exercise for a moment. Imagine, if you will, there is a land with 1 million inhabitants, and on this land there is a gigantic coal mine, and every single citizen of this land wakes up in the morning and goes to work mining the coal. You know, the average Joe goes in, puts in his 8 hours of work, and comes home with, let's say, 8 pieces of coal. Sometimes he works an extra hour or 2 and gets a few extra pieces of coal. But he knows that the coal mine is there and it's always going to produce coal. Now, on the way to this coal mine, there is another path that leads up into the mountains and into the unknown. But these people don't dare to venture through this path because the few in the past who have gone up through this path only stumble back down carrying a few rocks in their hand. There are only rocks on the path, they'll say. The rocks are worthless. You see, you can't exchange rocks for anything. And at least here at the coal mine, you know exactly what you're getting. And coal is so much better than rock. So what do you do if you're the one going to mine coal every single day of your life? But now you're tired and you want something new. You want something more out of your life. What is it that you're supposed to do? Well, you have to go down a different path. And yes, there will be rocks. And yes, you will stumble down and you will fall hard. But instead of going back to the coal mine, what you have to do is you have to hold on to those rocks, because those rocks hold valuable lessons. You absorb those rocks, right? Those failures. You absorb them into your mind and you try again, recreating yourself each time. You go back up into the mountain and you may have to stumble and fall again and 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 again. But with every fall, you will have more rocks in your hands. And so you learn from each of those rocks. you recreate yourself and you go back into that mountain. And now with all of the rocks behind you converted into experience and wisdom, you go back up into the mountain and you get a little further until you find a brand new mine. And there's no one else in sight because no one else dare to go down that path that you have chosen. And this new mine that you find, it does not have coal in it. No, it has gold, and all the gold is yours. It's all yours. And why? Because it was you who strayed from the herd, and it was you who was not afraid to fail. Because you understand that true failure is only if you stop working on yourself. If you never stop trying, then every failure is a valuable lesson. Sure, those failures may look like rocks to the average person, but you know what they really are, right? They are not rocks. They are invaluable lessons. And sometimes those rocks will be worth more than the gold that you retrieved, because you know deep in your soul that even if the gold is taken away from you, the lessons that you have derived from those rocks will be with you forever. And you can use those rocks to find new mines. And do you know what the funny thing is? The really funny thing, after you've had your fill at the gold mine and you go back home, you can tell your family all about the mine. You can tell them about the rocks and the wisdom and the lessons that you derived from the rocks. You can tell your whole family, you can tell all your friends, you can tell the entire mining village, but not a single person is going to dare go up into the mountain. Why, you may ask? And the answer is simple. It's because they don't want to do the work. Here's a few words from our sponsor. Oh wait, I don't have a sponsor. I'm my own sponsor, so I guess I'll sponsor my course. If you want to transform yourself from a lamb to a lion, then check out my course pinned in the top comment below. I will teach you the importance of time and how you can manage your time in order to achieve your dreams and your life purpose. Let's be honest here, the majority of the population are sheep, taking part in the 9-to-5 rat race of life, not enjoying their work and never fulfilling or even finding their life purpose. You go to work, you come home, you eat a pizza, you watch the newest TV show, and day by day, month by month, decade by decade, your life passes you by and you have never achieved your dreams. So let me be your sensei. I will give you the tools that you need for success. But keep in mind, this is not a magic pill. It will require hard work on your part. So if you're interested, then again, check out my course pinned in the top comment below. Okay, so I don't believe in luck as a means to achieving success in life. Sure, there are people who win millions of dollars playing the lottery, but then you hear stories about them not being able to manage their finances and ending up poor and broke a few years later, worse off in life than where they had started. You could be lucky and be born in a country that gives you the tools to achieve success, or you could be unlucky and be born in a country that does the opposite. But then again, you hear stories about people in countries that are not so good going against all odds and finding tremendous success. You could be lucky, in quotation marks, and be born as a child to a billionaire, having everything handed to you on a silver spoon. But then again, you hear stories about the rich and famous who end up addicted to drugs and alcohol and all sorts of other things. Children of billionaires are what I like to call donkeys. They're neither sheep nor lions. They're born in a bubble away from the rest of the world, and they have never known what it feels like to be down in the dirt, and so they can never truly transform into a lion, and so I call them donkeys. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to convey is the idea that everyone is born into a societal role. Everyone is born already defined with someone else's expectation imprinted onto their entire life. If you're born in the middle of India into a horrible caste system that says you cannot go past a certain level, then that's where you will stay for the rest of your life. Similarly, if you're born in America as a middle-class millennial in today's day and age, then society expects you to go to college and take out student loans to get a useless degree and then spend the rest of your life paying off those student loans while racking up insane credit card debt paying $500 a month for your brand new car and expecting you to make $6 visits to Starbucks on a daily basis. Society forces you into working your 9-to-5 job that you hate as a cog in the great American economic system. Now you may be thinking, Mustafa, I don't want to spend the rest of my life working at a 9-to-5 job. I just don't. I never have, and I never will. Well, best learners, I agree with you. I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job either. And if you recognize this fact, then this is where Robert Greene's 25th law of power comes in. It's time to recreate yourself. The character that you seem to have been born with is not necessarily who you are. Beyond the societal mold that you have inherited, you can create a new path for yourself. The Promethean task of the powerful is to take control of the process, to stop allowing others the ability to limit and mold you to their image. Recreate yourself into a person of power. Working on yourself should be one of your greatest and most pleasurable life tasks. It makes you, in essence, an artist creating yourself. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I think we should end it here. If you like my YouTube content and you want to support the creation of more content, then please check out my Patreon link pinned in the top comment below. I upload new videos every Friday for my Patreon subscribers that go deeper into my life regarding the 48 laws. These videos are a bit more raw and untamed than my usual videos here on YouTube. And if you're a patron of mine already, then I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it's people like you that truly make all of this content possible in the first place. Please don't forget to simply subscribe, smash that thumbs up button below, and make sure you hit that bell icon so YouTube can let you know exactly when a new video is posted. I hope you enjoyed this animated video on Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Law number 25, recreate yourself. And remember, you only retain about 10% of what you learned the first time around. So watch this video through a few times and then come back to it again and again in order to really understand and ingrain all of the material into your mind. Thanks, and I'll see you next time for Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, Law number 26.